Oh my God. Oh, by the way, we do our intro separate. So we're just
Oh, okay. Go. Yeah, I didn't know if you. I kind of do love the like nonverbal moments.
just
of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do I talk yet? No, you're here.
Disassociate.
It's always fun to hear like what information someone got about you too, because you're like, what are they about to say right
Right?
now?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think that's the closest thing to like attending your own funeral.
Yeah.
I get
So
really
please, so welcome our guest,
yes.
Mo Fry Pasic. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing well.
Do you guys want? I want to see my own funeral.
I love the idea of a living funeral.
I know. I'd be so annoyed.
Yeah.
You'd be so annoyed.
Imagine how many people you like. You're like, no, you don't. Okay, well, you could have said that when I was alive, you dumb bitch. You know
But
what I
like,
mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just like, I'm ready for all the people who I like don't think would show up to show up, you know? And be
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's right. I meant more to you than you thought.
Fucking
Yeah.
know.
Or for them to make it about themselves.
I do love compliments and attention. So.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, I would love it.
That's why I like the idea of a living funeral, because you just like sit back and you're like, yeah, come say it to me.
Yeah.
But I don't think I could do
Come
that
say
because
it.
like that
I
would
for
be
sure couldn't do
that
that.
would be more embarrassing. Like I couldn't handle the attention that way. I'd need to.
Oh, I could-
I want to
I
see it
could.
from afar.
Yeah, I'm like, no, that's what I want. Yeah.
No, just a throne and be like, I'm gonna die. I'm not paying this off. Just buy whatever you want, ball out, die with as much debt as possible.
That is true because
I
like
do like that.
I guess if you have kids,
yeah.
your kids get your debt. But if you don't, who gets it?
Ant life.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good question.
Wait,
That's
that's
another
such
reason
a
to
good
not have
question.
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
don't
who-
get married. Don't have.
I guess
kids.
yeah, my niece and nephew.
Wait, I feel like you just like it's like a rosebud hack. I'm like, wait, you could just spend so much money and then die. You have no like. Oh my god.
I don't know. Somebody, probably one of your relatives, though.
They're
I
not
don't
signed up on my
know.
accounts. Yeah, I don't know.
Because, okay, if you don't have a will and you die, then, like, the state gets your money.
Mm-hmm.
So, what, the state's going to take on your debt? I don't think so.
No, they don't. It doesn't go that way. It only goes one way.
I think you give one person a few passwords and you say, hey, when I die, before it's reported,
Yeah.
fucking make some transfers.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Wait,
get
is
them
that
out.
true? So the will get
Yeah.
the state gets your
Yeah.
money. Like
that's why
it's
everybody
not just-
should have a will and
it's
go
not
to,
next of kin or something.
Not automatically.
Eventually, they can subpoena next to kin and figure it out. But if you don't have a will,
Wait.
then your estate goes into probate.
Yeah, but
okay.
but
Yeah.
what about that whole like trope and thing where it's like I didn't even know I had a great aunt and then like it like
They leave it to you in the will.
They still
they
leave
still
it.
did.
To
will.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
The great aunt knows, but you don't know.
Fair.
Because every state, yeah. Every state actually has like a slush fund of like all of that kind of money. The non-willed money just goes into it, and there are websites you actually have to go on and be like, does someone owe me money?
I've been on those
Yeah.
websites are great.
I've been on those sites.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
are
I
good.
gotta be honest. The last time I did have a check for 31 cents. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I
Who owed you
think
31?
the
yeah.
Screen Actors Guild.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I've heard that there's a bar where if you bring in a residuals check for like under $5, they'll give you a free beer.
It's called
Really?
residuals.
Oh,
Yeah, it's in the valley.
Oh, I've
Yeah.
been there. I didn't know that's the
Yeah, yeah.
that was the bar.
Oh, that's so funny. That's
sick.
so funny.
It might not still be the case because streaming has destroyed residuals.
No, they wouldn't survive. No.
Yeah, they're just like,
Yeah.
like back.
It was
in
like
the
a fun
day.
bit because it was like, oh, how humiliating to get $5. And I was like, no, I need it.
Don't worry, it's
Yeah.
paying into my pension.
Wow, I'm in a very specific flashback about that bar. I'll tell later.
Oh, can you
Yeah.
give us one word as a hint?
It was. I helped someone ring in their 21st birthday. That's
Love it.
all.
And how old were you at the time?
Yeah, what was
That's the question.
I don't know. I was probably 30. I was probably at least 30.
Okay. I see this. I see the plot brewing. Yes.
I had no idea though. That was
Yeah.
That's of course.
Yes.
That's a great bar. It's a good little dive bar.
Mo, I'm so interested in the concept behind your podcast, and what got you interested in the idea of the creative process?
You know what got me interested is I wrote a play with my creative collaborator directing it, Sudie Green, and like when we'd start describing things, it'd be like, whoa, I'm processing everything so much different than you are.
Right.
And so then she'd
Yeah.
ask me to do something, and like she thought this was the one way it was perceived, and I was like, well, no, and so it was like such a level of like shorthand because we know each other, we love each other over a decade, that I was realizing how many sort of like misunderstandings were occurring without not just conflict, but that like lacked the opportunity for intimacy, or understanding of each other. And so I I like the idea, and we joke, we call me a literal princess because I do process very literally. Very Amelia Bedelia coded, and so I really like when like I get to break down with folks like just the logistics of how they make something, or like what a shitty draft to them is, what a first draft is to them, or like what their process is if they don't write and they just, like improv thing. And so I like it because it gives me a lot of permission. It gives me perspective to relieve myself of like shame when I'm like, I'm not doing this, I should wake up and do this and I just really I enjoy it. And of course it always gets to like the emotional core of like, why do you do that? Why do you give yourself permission for this and not that? And it's a lot of relief for me personally.
I'm sure. And yeah, it is such a fascinating topic. And I think in general, I think that's such an issue, like how we communicate is like we all literally perceive the world in such different ways that sometimes we're literally not seeing the color blue in the same way.
Can I tell you? Literally that exact example, when we were in the like 6th grade and we learned about rods and cones, stressed me out. I was like, oh, so you guys can't see the same blue I'm seeing? I'm just alone seeing this blue? Like literal processor. Yeah.
Well, and to like add on to the blue, like blue wasn't a color that we like as people recognized for a very long time because we just thought the sky was gray.
What?
Like the concept of blue wasn't a thing that we really had until we started discovering dyes, and we're like, oh, I guess that is more blue than gray.
Whoa.
But it still looked the same way.
It still looked the same.
Okay.
We just didn't have the societal knowledge to just differentiate it from a gray color.
Because it was just air, basically.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
Wild.
Yeah. Blue is like a social color that we basically like invented.
Well, the other interesting thing about
Gender.
that is I listened to an episode of Radio Lab. Who here, is anyone else's favorite color blue? Mine is.
Mine is.
Yeah.
No, I'm green.
Okay, green is also great. But I guess blue is like by far the most popular favorite color because we like mankind like wants to be near the ocean.
Really?
Yeah.
They did that. Do you remember like the TV Guide channel back in the day?
Oh,
Of
yeah.
course.
Okay. So I remember one time it used to be all yellow all the time, and then they had it. This was like, I want to say 2001 or something, and they shifted it all to blue, and it was like they would have these big pop-ups on the side explaining it, and it was like we weren't talking color psychology and like the zeitgeist before, and it was like blue is actually far more soothing to the human energy or whatever, and I was kind of like, okay, got it.
Thanks, TV Guide channel, for trying to soothe me.
You already were,
content.
baby. It's like keep doing what you're doing.
What executive? What executive was like, let's explain it. Let's say it's really soothing. Yeah.
Someone going through a divorce.
Yeah.
The guy's got to be blue.
Well, I mean, but think about that. That was a big leap for
painted
them.
his
They were
house?
like, people are going to be
was.
upset. We have to explain why we're changing this because people do freak out when you redesign something like that.
It's emotionally disruptive, especially for something as important as TV Guide, which I'm going to say, fuck your rebrand. In my mind, TV Guide is still yellow.
Do you not associate it? Yeah,
I do.
it is. Yeah, it's that sort of golden-y yellow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it is too when I think about
Right?
it. But yeah.
I don't have any color association with it.
I have a question about color psychology. I'm going to tell you 4 school subjects, and you tell me what color the folders are.
Oh, I love these things. Yeah.
Excellent.
Math, science, English, history.
I love this. Okay. I have mine.
What are they?
Yeah, go. I don't know.
I think we should say on the count. You should say the subject, and we'll say on the count of 3.
Math.
Blue.
Red.
Ooh.
I was going to say blue.
Thank you.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We got 2 blues and 2 reds.
Science.
Okay.
1,
Green.
2, 3.
Green. Yeah,
Yeah,
green.
green.
Okay.
Good job.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's off.
Yeah.
Biology.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. First I
Biology's
say
the
it and
next
then
one?
count.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
History. 1, 2, 3.
Red.
Yellow.
English. 1, 2, 3.
Purple.
Blue.
I didn't say anything
Yeah.
because I couldn't think.
I could have shared notes.
Yeah,
We could have shared notes. Okay, great.
I think history might be yellow. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, because like the documents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old papers.
Wait, what color is it?
The Declaration of
History's
Independence.
yellow.
Oh, history's yellow. Okay, okay.
I'm going to steal it.
yeah, exactly.
Wait, but where does this? This is from
It's like
your
it's sort of,
perspective,
it's like
or
a
is
sort
this
of it's like
Emotionally.
it's a collective synesthesia,
Exactly.
right?
Okay,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, how do we perceive this? And then my favorite, there's that one tweet where it's like, I don't know how to tell you this, but October, Thursday, and 7:30 p.m. are the same color. Like,
That's right.
yeah, it's that
Yes.
sort of thing of the
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Or like how some appliances are girls.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think of what's a girl. I mean, the refrigerator's a boy.
I mean, I feel like people gender their cars a lot. you know?
I- the people with
The
the
oven.
lashes on the lashes on the headlights, love those girls.
The oven's a woman.
Yeah.
Ladies' night. I mean, I feel like
My
boats
oven
are
and my
like
bug
always
out.
women.
Yeah. Bugs are always women.
No, boats. You say
Oh.
bugs?
Well, because those are the ones with lashes, so they are. Yeah.
Totally. You think bugs are women?
Like the VW bug.
I thought you meant bugs.
You're like talking like
No, I
bugs,
was thinking about the
six-legged bugs.
lashes.
That's actually so funny. Can we decide what bugs are?
Yeah, that's true. Bugs are
women.
boys. Bugs are definitely boys.
Spiders are boys. Grasshoppers are gender neutral.
We just watched Honey, I Shrunk the
Absolutely.
Kids the other day.
Oh, the ant.
And the auntie. It was like,
remember that.
Oh, so they like,
Ooh.
they get shrunk
Hair's
first of
just
all. So
hard
spoiler
out.
alert.
Yeah.
But they befriend an ant that like gets in fight with a scorpion, and it's so sad.
I think I blocked this out. Like
Really traumatizing.
I had too much like
very
homeward bound trauma
traumatizing.
where I'm like, I
Yeah.
can't see
It's
animals.
similar.
Yeah.
It's similar.
It's
very
very like Atreyu.
Shadow
Sorry, everyone.
God, our childhoods were traumatic.
Yes.
No, but we learned about death, and I think more kids should do that these days.
No, I do
Yeah.
think it's good. We
There
made it
is,
through.
yeah. We've been watching a lot of like older movies like that, and we're like, yeah, there's so much dark stuff in these movies that I don't know if they're still in kids' movies
I
now,
don't
but
think they're doing that on like
Yeah.
Bluey.
yeah.
No.
Bluey gets got. Yeah.
Yeah, like the last episode of David the Gnome is his funeral.
Jesus Christ.
It's crazy.
Not his
fox
living
cries.
funeral, his funeral.
Yeah, not living. Yeah.
I don't know David the Gnome.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
An unknown to me.
I love her.
Unknown. Don't worry.
You
It
guys
didn't go
both-
unnoticed.
Great work.
Yeah.
That was nice.
It was a weird one. I think it's probably from Canada or like it
It's
feels
giving
It feels Canadian.
It's giving the off-brand VHSs a little bit.
Yes,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
off-brand Smurf.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
little bit.
Which is
Very
also like
much.
you guys watch the Snorks, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
there was
they're
an off-brand
off-brand.
Smurf.
That was off-brand
Smurfs,
Smurf.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Or like
Yeah.
Heathcliff, and
I
mean,
love Heathcliff.
Yeah.
That was like Garfield.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys remember? Okay, now we're talking about cartoons, but the characters on. Did you watch the Garfield cartoon?
Yeah.
Do you remember the egg that had legs?
Yeah.
That was disturbing.
It's unlocking a little here.
It was
yeah,
like
I
a-
remember the image of it.
It was a faceless egg that walked around and
Was
had
it a
legs.
bird or like
It
what?
was maybe the child of a bird.
But there was
Yes.
another chick
Yeah.
that had a bottom of
Yeah.
an egg too, right?
Yeah.
So they hung out.
And what were they doing with Garfield?
Trust falls. Man.
Yeah. I don't like them hanging out together.
No, I don't like that.
I don't trust Garfield with the chicken.
I don't trust Garfield in general. Untrustworthy
You
character.
don't trust Garfield?
No.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Both don't trust-
Toxic man.
I got pissed off at him a lot. He would be lazy. He would be unhelpful. Yeah, I'm like, this is causing stress to John. I'm John. That was my avatar. You know what
Wow.
I mean?
I think you guys have some internalized Garfieldism to deal with.
No, I like him, but I don't think he's trustworthy. There's two. I can still like him, but think he's like a cad. You know.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
a cat.
He's a
Here's what I
cat.
love
Cat.
about Garfield. I would posit that we all are Garfield and John.
Yeah, I agree.
And
You know, this is Plato's The Cave, of course. Yeah.
I love Garfield because he knows who he is and he stands in it. And
That's fair.
He has great boundaries. He knows what he needs.
I mean, this is why I like difficult people on reality TV. So,
Yeah,
that's true, yeah.
Garfield is good TV.
He would be.
There's just a lot of learned helplessness with him. I
Say
think.
that, though.
Yes.
Say that.
That part about Garfield, I'd be like,
you forgot that the lasagna had to be eaten by other people? Oh, every time you forgot? Okay.
I don't know. Do it for me. Yeah.
All right.
Don't we all hate Mondays and don't we all just want to eat lasagna?
Does he hate Mondays? That Cathy hated Mondays.
No, it's Garfield.
Okay.
This guy sucks.
Absolutely
Kathy
Garfield.
also not a fan of Mondays though.
Yeah, she wouldn't be. That's similar to the October 7:30 thing. Is like Garfield and Kathy both hate
Yes.
Mondays.
Yeah.
No. They need each other.
If they had had
do.
each other, they might have actually enjoyed
I mean,
Mondays.
she is a cat lady, and she doesn't have a cat that I remember.
You're right. And I
Yeah.
would rather watch John get stressed out and eat.
Yeah.
Why don't we
Hate it.
switch worlds?
Yeah.
Put Kathy in Garfield's house. Put John in Kathy's house.
I'd like to have Kathy and John in a
I
loveless
was going to
marriage.
say.
Yeah.
Where's that?
That would be fun.
There's
'Cause Irving
definitely
sucks.
some. There's definitely
Deep
someone who's
dives.
drawn them fucking on the internet.
Oh, Kathy's long again, off again, on again, off
Yes.
again. Boyfriend
Kathy has a
Irving.
partner.
I didn't know Kathy had a partner.
Irving! I
never-
forgot about Irving!
Never
Oh my god!
lust for an Irving.
That's right.
Irving!
Well, she would, you know.
She would.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Kathy. Kathy, I got some books for you to read. Get with it, girl.
Was Kathy like totally subversive though? Because I've been like thinking and kind of reading more about like millennial culture and like just the terrible messaging around being a woman and being a girl that we all grew up
my
in. And,
God.
like, was
She
there
was-
something so amazing in punk rock about Kathy?
I had a real I'm not gonna be like that with her. Is how I
I mean,
felt.
I don't think it was
Right.
punk
All
rock
the
though, because
time.
wasn't she like very much into all those? She was always talking about losing weight and like not being
That's
able
true.
to eat
She's
chocolate.
a victim of the culture.
Yeah. She was all.
Yeah.
She's
she
a
was
canary in the coal
Like every
mine.
time she hated herself for craving food ever.
Yeah.
Watch me eat
but,
spaghetti,
like,
Cathy, and
the
I love
reality
myself.
Is, most of us were gonna grow up to be Cathy. We were not gonna grow up to be Christina Aguilera. Like, I guess there's something like realistic about Cathy.
No.
You know what I?
Kathy could have used some body positivity, and I think she would have been fine.
Exactly.
You know?
Yes. No. She
Yeah, I mean, as far as messaging goes, sure, it is more truthful for sure. Yeah.
She's like Paul Giamatti as a woman.
That's
ouch. Poor Cathy.
We got a movie on our hands now.
wow.
I would love Broadway if you're listening. Paul Giamatti, one-man show.
As
He
Cathy.
plays Cathy.
Yeah.
Would you not fly across the country to show
I'm
that?
just imagining
I would
him
like to see
practicing ACK in his mirror in the
I'm
dressing
dead
room.
serious. Yeah. And then he like scrapes everything off the desk. I'm not getting it.
Wow, this is if you're listening, Paul, when we know you are.
Hope he
There you
is.
are.
God, he's honestly, is he like one of the best actors ever? I love Paul Giamatti.
Yeah, I think he's
Pretty
great.
big
I love
fan
him.
of him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's up there.
Yeah.
When we make this one-person show, you should have him on your podcast. So you can see how he
Yes.
feels about
Talk about this process.
the process of becoming Cathy.
Becoming Cathy. Yeah.
Becoming Cathy is also the documentary
Made
about
about
the
yeah.
just him in front of a mirror, just like putting on a wig.
What was it? What was the Glenn Close thing? Albert Knobs or what was it?
Was it?
Oh yes, yeah. When she played a
Trans man, and like it was
Yeah.
like
Oh my God, I forgot about
yeah,
that.
I love the idea because it was back in the thing where it was like it was that sort of millennial era where it was like this is brave of her to do. And
Yes.
yeah.
And
it was
Felicity
like,
Yeah,
Huffman
yeah.
won
A lot of
fucking
this is
Oscar
brave.
playing a trans woman.
Yeah,
who did?
Felicity Huffman
Sure.
of Varsity Blues fame.
Sure.
yeah.
Is she like in jail now?
Yeah, for the Varsity Blues scandal.
Is she still
Oh.
serving?
I think her and Aunt Becky both got out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She is serving them.
That's cool. All day, every day.
yes. Now she's imagine her the first brunch that she came back to after she got out of
Oh
prison.
my
to be like,
god.
mimosa, please.
Yeah. Wait till you hear this. Yeah.
Ladies.
I have to say, Ari, that scandal, because I used to on the black market sell this. I feel a little bit bad. I've given these services to less privileged kids for free. I just want to
Okay,
say that.
love this.
But I used to on the black market. I would write rich children's college
That's
entrance
fine.
essays.
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
needed
Yeah.
money.
We all
Yeah.
gotta make a buck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess as someone who's made thousands of dollars doing that, I was a little shocked at the level of outrage around
It
the
was such a farce.
Yeah.
The whole thing was.
all rich
Yeah.
people are doing that.
Well, it
Oh,
was like
yeah.
a weird point in time and people to focus in on. And like I'm like, what? That's like how the college system is based. Like
Exactly.
It's like,
Right,
what?
they're all buying their way in
Wings,
there
yeah.
eventually.
Right.
I mean, I think it was just the parents of the kids who got fucked. Who were
Yeah, yeah.
So I understand coming from them that
I
they
do
were.
too.
Especially
Ew.
taking down more people then.
It's like
Right.
just
We're
be
gonna
less
go
obvious
for it.
about
the
it.
system of it.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
like being like these were bad ones. It's like no, the system's set up for that. And then it's like you don't want to victim blame, but at a certain point when everyone was like incensed because they got fucked over, I was kind of like, but you know this doesn't work, right? Like
Yeah.
actually it wasn't even like that's not even the spot that you would have gotten otherwise. Like you know what I mean?
Right.
Because that.
What
that
was it
whole
they
thing.
paid so they
Exactly.
could get on the rowing team or something? I don't really know
Crew.
the
Crew.
okay,
It was
yeah,
like
the
it's like
details.
a walk-on type of thing where it's like if you're on this team, you get the like
I see. Okay.
I don't know.
You get into these elite.
And it was
Yeah.
all for Ivies
Yeah.
and shit too, right?
Yeah, it was all for Ivies, which the Ivies are a scam and a half.
Biggest
It's all a scam and a half.
Yeah.
I mean, rich kids are getting. I mean, again, like you're having a professional writer write your entrance essay. You're getting SAT tutoring that's literally telling you how to get a higher score. Like it's
Right,
really a
right.
really expensive tutor. I mean, like
To me, what was crazy is like it was like not even hush hush when we were at the learning center. So I played D1 volleyball, and the football players would go to the learning center to have students that the school had hired to write their essays.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, that wasn't even like a taboo thing. That was something that like someone's job on campus. So I'm kind of like, oh, like
Right.
yeah, like huh?
Right. You're like, this is just part of it, and everyone knows that.
yeah, and I'm sure that was probably before the NIL stuff, right?
What year was that?
I think NIL came into effect like 3 or 4 years ago.
oh yeah, this is 2009. Yeah.
Yeah. So like before they were paying college athletes.
Oh yeah.
They
this
would
is
really
pre-
do anything to keep
Oh,
those kids
yeah, yeah,
there.
yeah, of
Like,
course. Yeah.
yeah. Now it's interesting because now that the kids can get paid, which I think is good because there's so much,
huge.
they're bringing in so much money. But it's created some issues. Like now a kid can transfer. Like you used to like sign for school and then you had to play for that school until you went pro or graduated. But now these kids will like spend it. You're at UCLA, and then Stanford is like trying to poach them that whole time, and so it's like created this weird thing. And also, it's made like the I know way too much about college sports because I'm married to a sports person.
I love that. No, I love them. I really do love college sports. Yeah.
It's created like so like the Big Ten and like all the different divisions, like the way that they sell to the TVs now, they've had to like package themselves together in weird ways. So like Ohio State is in the same division as UCLA, which is like fine if you're on the football team, but if you're a volleyball player or someone and you're a college kid who's like also trying to like actually do your homework and you got to fly out to California for a game that you're not getting paid for.
Oh yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
It's not like a breakdown, but Running Point, that new basketball show with Kate Hudson, they broke that down pretty well about packaging, because it was like they wanted the big teams to buy into this one network and then the other, and it's like it is really like we even know in the industry of like package deals with actors and agencies, and it's like it is deeply fucking over education.
Exactly.
And like that is it's tough because then the kids can't go where they want to go or like all these things.
Well, it makes them more manipulatable at any point in that, even athletic career.
Yes.
Exactly.
Hugely.
Yeah. Can't advocate for themselves.
No, but there's like I think it's preferable to what was going on before, where I think these kids were just getting exploited. Like
it's insane how much money they're making for everyone else.
Well, do you know how much they make now? Like kind of ballpark?
It depends on like what most of the money comes from endorsements.
Oh,
so
okay, I see.
if you're
because you were and like if you got an endorsement before, you lost your scholarship, you lost everything, you were out. Like if you took any money, even a free meal, like it was out.
Yeah.
So at least they get that.
At least they get, but also like it is creating, unfortunately, like how do you get endorsements? Usually you're hot. Okay, so you're a young female college athlete, and how you're going to get endorsements is by your Instagram popping off.
So now it's about your I've read about this because it's like now there's social media managers to like build your brand.
Yeah.
God, fucking kill me.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
ACK!
Cathy!
And we're back, Cathy.
We're all Cathy.
Paul, is that you?
I hate Mondays.
I hate Monday Night Football.
I hate institutions.
Yes, big time.
Oh my God.
God. What are we doing for the second segment?
I don't know. What should we do? Let's do this or that.
Okay, great.
How about that?
Wonderful.
We'll play a game and we'll ask you this or that, and you can.
And you choose this or that.
I love this. Do we get to break down why and how? Or
Yes, please.
Please.
Yeah.
We want to hear the whole.
These are just
unpacking
like
of
jumping
everything.
off points for.
Otherwise, I'm like this, that.
Honestly, we often get to maybe 2 questions in a
So
game.
feel free. Yes. Tangents are encouraged.
Okay, skydiving or scuba diving?
This sucks. Okay.
Immediately hates the game. Got it.
Oh my God. Well, I'm gonna say scuba because
Okay.
at least I'm not like while there's still measures of like danger, and I'm sure people are like it's actually the most dangerous thing. It feels less dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Do you have any curiosity about either? It sounds like no skydiving.
no, I don't have. No. One, listen. I respect the ocean. I love them, and I'm not gonna go messing around down there.
This is how I feel.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Deep shark thing?
Deep sea.
Yeah.
I like snorkeling and stuff, but yeah, I think the pressure, all the
The bends.
you get
You get bubbles within your body.
Bins freak me out. I think the claustrophobia of it freaks
that
me out.
scares me.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'll do it. But
You've also maxed out a credit card skydiving.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
You're the
From one time, or
Daredevil.
you were doing it so much? that you
I'll,
maxed-
like habit.
You got addicted? Wow. Are you really good?
No, I don't.
Okay.
It was like a year where I was doing it a lot. My sister is very into it. She's been like,
I mean, you
100
are
the time.
alive, so you are good at it.
yeah. The first
the
time
only
I went,
barometer.
that's true.
Yeah.
The first time I went by myself, I actually, that's definitely the scariest thing I've ever done in my life. Like, there's not even like a second even close. Like sitting at the like edge of an airplane door while you're like looking at the propellers spinning and like one of your knees is like out in the air, and like it's one thing when someone's strapped to the back of you, but like
Oh my God.
God.
so the first
This is crazy. Keep going. No, I keep going.
and you're just kind of like kneeling and like half your body's in the plane and your brain has to like force yourself to go. And then it's really trippy because you come out and you like look up at a plane. That's weird. And so I like
Do you realize what's going on in the moment, or do
Yeah.
you sort of go out of your body like, wow, that's the plane? Weird.
the fun part about it is like it's a bit like a drug. like your body kind of goes into shock and you go into like hyper focus and like extreme euphoria. Like it is, I actually do, like I've talked about, but like I understand the ladies that went to space, their nonsense, because it is this kind of like trippy, extreme euphoria, really hard to describe feeling when you're like flying over mountains.
Well,
like,
it is drugs. It is a release of adrenaline, dopamine, like all of it.
Yeah, like all of that is firing off, and like you're very focused, and it's very calming actually in a way.
Yeah.
But the first time I went, I like, you know, that the fun part is like when you're in free fall and you can do like somersaults and shit. Like that's great. But then you go throw your chute, and I went and I pitched my chute, and like usually if it's going well, it gets real quiet. Like it's been really loud, and you're hearing all this wind, and then your chute deploys, and it's just like, and that's pretty cool. So I go through my chute, and I didn't hear that. And I was just like,
Mo's not doing okay. We're putting her through a lot today.
sorry. So I look up, and the lines on my chute are completely twisted. And it's my very first time ever going by myself. But like, luckily I remembered from the class, they were like, if this happens, like, don't freak out. You don't need to cut away to your reserve. Like, just like calmly, like untwist the lines. And so that's what I did. And then once I did that, like my chute deployed and I got down safely.
God.
But
how much time do you have to calmly untwist them?
10 seconds.
Cool.
I mean,
And how long does it take?
It took me about like maybe 4 seconds.
That is such a small margin.
Yeah, it's a really small margin. Yeah. And like you wear this like watch thing that tells you you're like it's called an altimeter, and it shows you like how high you are. So you have to keep looking at that, because you also like can get so tripped out that you need to really be mindful of like how high you are, because you're going pretty fast as you're falling.
Yeah.
9.8 meters per second
Wild.
square.
We're such humanity.
I know. I
Taking
know.
a physics class, I know exactly how.
Yeah.
Fast
Building
you-
that momentum hill.
Yeah. No, it's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, so when you got, was that like almost the highest you ever got because of that though? Because you got so focused, so.
Was that like almost the highest I ever got? Is in terms of like being in an altered state?
Yes.
In my life?
No, from the skydiving.
From that.
No, let's talk about every time you've ever abused substances.
I'm like, shit. Or
It's giving literal processor. Incredible.
I think like I think I only have like 4 or 5 solo dives, but that was not my favorite one. My favorite one was one I did with my brother, actually. Where he was in the same plane as me. That was really fun. But no, the last time I went, I got like a bad feeling. Like I was on the plane and I was just like got like a bad feeling, and I was like, I'm just not gonna go. And I like asked the plane to
I
let
just got
me
chills.
out.
I literally just got chills. Sorry.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna
You
go.
gotta trust that.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
haven't been alone since. Like I was just like, like it was weird. I just kind of like
I have full body chills. Like
Yeah.
that to me, that is the high too of like that intuition moment of like, this isn't a good one.
Yeah.
And being able to walk away
Yeah.
from all that work, getting up there, that's incredible.
because it's not. It's like this is just a silly thing.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
If you're feeling at all weird about it, don't do it.
I'm rewatching Nathan for you, and he goes skydiving, and he's like up there.
When he's actually really him in that moment.
Yeah,
no
he's up there
performance.
with the guy, and they're literally about to jump out of the plane, and he's like, "I just realized I have to meet my friend for lunch." And the guy's like, "Well, it's gonna be a lot faster if we just jump out." And he's like, "No, I really gotta meet him." And then he just goes to a random cafe and pays a dude he sees in the parking lot to pretend they're friends.
That episode is so good because you can tell this skydive teacher is kind of like,
He's
oh,
just
this is a
calling
bit.
him on it, yeah.
He's like, oh, this is a bit, and then he can't, like Nathan can't, like sort of like concede, so he's kind of, no, I actually have a friend in meeting. Like it was so serious for the first time in the whole series. I'm like,
And then he goes and he does it again. He like does it. Oh, it's so good.
Wait, does he end up going?
No, he doesn't.
he doesn't.
Yeah.
I think he like biffs it again.
He like literally goes up in the plane again, and then like he like CGI'd a shitty thing of his face over another skydive or something.
Yeah.
That's that's so good.
Really funny.
It's so good. Okay, here's another one: pie in the face or slip on a banana peel.
Absolutely fine in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have insurance? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Slip it on a banana peel.
Yeah.
No. These bones.
Yeah, injury.
Yeah.
Fine in the face. You know.
I wonder where the slip on a banana
classic.
peel like came from. The
Vaudeville, right?
It seemed very vaudevillian.
Yeah.
I guess. But I
Yeah.
mean, it's like
Like
I don't know why. I mean, I don't know. It's not to me the slipperiest.
Well, but the thing is, you've got to get it.
They had a vote. What's the slipperiest fruit?
Yeah. What
man?
would you choose?
I mean, I guess it makes sense. The way it lies, like, makes sense because you step on it and it squishes out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay,
Because
I don't know.
to your point, like when I was like just spitballing, I'm like maybe mango would be slipperier.
Yeah.
But
But a mango's harder to like
be
cut,
skin
though.
or whatever.
Yeah.
I also think it's like the outside. It doesn't look like it's going to be slippery, and then when you
Yes.
step on it, it is slidey on the inside.
Yes.
It's true.
It's a
And
little-
also, banana is a funny word,
say that.
and they look funny.
Say that. Like a dick, famously.
Yeah.
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 Have you guys heard this thing of like women who are scared to like eat phallic things in public? I've never been
That's
scared
so
of
funny.
this.
That's
hilarious.
Me either. Yeah, gang, gang.
Glug glug, dude.
Send them my way.
Should have seen me at that barbecue.
I'll fuck up a kebab in public. I don't give a shit.
I don't, good. I'm glad we're all on the same page.
Absolutely.
It would be funny to like be realizing that in person though, just to be like, I had to excuse me.
Oh my god.
But I mean,
imagine.
obviously, it speaks more about anyone around you than you, because it's like
Yeah.
who's like, yeah, like,
Oh no. I didn't even think about that.
yeah.
That sucks.
Do I doubt that there are men who have like watched all of us eat phallic things in public without us knowing it? I don't doubt that at all.
But like they're watching you just exist,
Yeah,
so
I
it doesn't
know.
really
Yeah.
matter at that
Didn't
point.
matter
whatever.
what I was doing.
Yeah, exactly.
unfortunately.
You
I know that's like women when they're breaking apart the banana like this, like don't even want to touch it themselves, or, like in little pieces. It's because they've been on the subway and a man's like, nice, you know, like,
potassium.
yeah, it's horrible.
I'll tell you what, I don't like. I find some sandwiches embarrassing to eat in public.
That's true, because they just kind of explode.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sandwiches are hard.
No.
Yeah.
A big one.
A big one is tough.
Hell yeah. That's why I like eating them in public. Glug glug.
You like that sandwich hard, don't you?
That's why we eat them sideways.
Deep throat that baby.
Hell yeah.
No, they are. Yeah, they're like if there's too much going on.
Yeah.
That's why like Subway, they're always there. I
Yes.
mean, I
It's a
love
dual-
It's
I know.
always a mess.
I know.
It's always a giant mess.
I was at a lunch the other day with a friend, and she got a club, and I got a BLT that came. They were both huge. We just had a mutual conversation of just like, so we're both just gonna look like feral monsters.
Yeah.
That's fine, right? Great, cool. We're good with it.
I
Great.
love that you can like with the same team here because it's like when you can't, and then you're like maybe like with like a lunch of like a business or something, and then you're like,
Oh.
yeah, it's really bad.
Also, I'm a
good.
slow chewer. I'm
Yeah.
a slow eater in general, I've realized. I think my jaw's just tired, but I said it, like I was like, you're gonna say it. You don't mean it like that, but it's gonna come out.
All those bananas.
Hello. But like, yeah, business.
We're all
meetings,
exhausted, still doing dick bits. Sorry.
It's hard.
Like, it's hard out here. But yeah, business meetings are hard because it's like
Yeah.
it takes a long time to chew, and you're like trying to talk, and it's just like, and then
Yeah.
you accidentally open your mouth, and does anyone ever
Yeah,
accidentally?
no
open
one
your mouth?
should be in a bit. We like coffee. We don't need
Yeah.
to be eating things in front of each
I have
other.
an etiquette question.
Yes.
When you get soup and you're
Uh-huh.
out with people,
Yeah.
you can like pick up a bowl and like finish it, right?
No.
No, you can't do that.
Hey. No.
Okay, thank you. See, this is why I asked. Because I really hate leaving any soup in a bowl, and I'll just be like, well, fucking soup's
I mean,
done.
I think it depends
Thank
on the
you for that.
company.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
and
for
also,
that.
do you still say no if it's pho?
So I wouldn't, because it's actually like more traditional in Asian like soups. That I think that'd be a circumstance. But if you're like, you know, getting your like cup of soup before, I don't know if we
Clam
should be
chowder.
taking it to the face.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You can't
Okay.
take clam chowder to the face in public, Brandy.
Licking the inside. Yeah. Like a
might
dog
not
with
be
peanut
able
butter and a
to.
gong. You're like,
I mean, I like again. I think it depends on the company. If it's like good friends, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Business.
how
meeting,
often
no.
are you guys doing
Okay.
this?
Soup?
Not soup, just
I'm souping at
slurping
home.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
I
enough.
will say I don't slurp.
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessary, and I don't understand why people would do it.
No, you just go full. I go
Yeah,
full.
just-
I
Wow.
slurp if the noodles are too long.
Okay.
Yeah.
Noodles.
A
Yeah,
long
noodles are
noodle.
slurp.
Yeah.
Slurp city.
Yeah. Yeah.
Slurp city.
And I'm the mayor. Someone's got to be one by a hair.
It's gonna get me every time.
Okay, I'm looking at other ones here. Let's see. Oh, general admission or seats?
Oh, I hate chaos. Like, here's my thing. I like general admission is, I think it's great because then there's less stress of like having to like find your seats or whatever, or it's like you can go to the front, but you also have to, I'm tall. So
Yeah.
it's like, I want to be close, but then I need to be conscious of like
Yeah.
who I'm blocking.
Yeah.
But I love the idea that it's like, these are my seats, and like, hey, maybe if I can get up too, whatever. But like, these are my home base.
Yeah, I like a home base too. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, because also like the age-old thing of perhaps you don't want to be wearing a jacket at the concert, but you're going to want to wear a jacket to the concert.
That's
and if
a really
it's
good
general
point.
admission, where are you putting your jacket?
Around your waist, like
Yeah,
tie.
why don't we figure out a better jacket solution? Like, I guess there's lockers sometimes. I'm not going to check it. I don't know.
No. I did get an Instagram ad that I sent to Sean because it was so targeted to me. It was like this woman who's sitting in a restaurant and she's wearing like a tank top and she's like, aren't restaurants always too cold?
I love
and
it.
then she pulls a little pocket
Shivering.
cardigan out of her purse
Oh
and it like
my
unrolls into an emergency cardigan.
Oh,
That is the most Tess ad. But it's like, you're never going to stuff that back into the little pouch.
know.
It's never going back in.
yeah, it's literally like they send you to the bathroom with like those old scrunchy towels where you like put it in the
Right,
water. It
yeah.
expands.
Yeah.
It's never going back in.
Yeah,
once
you can't
it's
get it back in
unveiled.
shape.
Honestly,
Yeah.
it might be worth whatever it costs just to have the protection that one time.
That's true. No,
Say
I'm not
that.
saying you shouldn't get it. You should
Single-use
get it.
cardigans, yeah, for sure.
I do care about the environment, I promise.
Yeah, that's tough.
Or like, I feel like this has never been properly executed, but have you guys ever seen like on BuzzFeed or something, like those shoes that are like high heels, but the heel comes off and it turns into a regular
Yes,
shoe?
I was just thinking about those.
Do those work?
I don't think anyone's like pulled it off
Arch-wise,
yet.
can they even?
That was my thought.
Right.
Yeah.
I've gotten like, I somehow still get ads for this company, and like they seem like they kind of pulled it off. I don't know. I would never wear a flat. Like, my alternative would never be wearing a flat though. So
That's
like,
true.
I don't want to ever wear a flat. So I'm not.
Yeah.
To me, though, like that is the epitome of like patriarchal capitalism winning.
Yes.
Because it's like,
Yeah.
hey girl, when you're at that cubicle all day, you need them flats, but you want to go out of the day, click some heels on, and like, and then we're gonna like kill 1,000 people in a small country to make these.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And like, you know what I mean? So
So many tiny hands.
for your killer shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was never like, I don't know. I guess the concept of bringing like a chain, bringing your hoe bag or whatever, a change with
I know.
you.
As someone who loves a hoe bag, I think the idea has a lot of legs.
Hey.
Say that. Long ones too. Let's go.
Long, nice long line. But
No, the idea's there. I
The
get
idea's
it.
there.
I like a whole bag for like adventure for sure.
that's true. What do you guys put in your hoe bag?
Oh my god, everything. Acne cream for sure.
Oh, that's
in case
good.
you stay overnight.
Yeah.
I'm not waking up with nothing. Yeah.
No.
I haven't made one in a long time, so I don't really know.
A hoe bag, just to clarify, because I have been in a long-term relationship, it can just be like, you can be a hoe
just
without
your
being
overnight
a hoe.
You
bag.
have
It's
to
just
be.
like,
It's ready for adventure. To me.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
your
yeah.
emergency ready for adventure
Yeah.
bag. Yeah. My recommendation for a hoe bag is Neutrogena sells like the individually packed face wipes.
Yep.
Oh,
Get
oh
you
yeah,
a few of those and
you
put them in
gotta
your
have
hoe
that.
bag, because you can also use them on like your pits and pussy if you really need to.
And they should put that in the copy. Yeah.
That'd be nice to
Pits
have.
and pussy. That's what it should be called.
The two P's.
Pit pussy stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a hoe bag and a go bag, they're very similar, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
I
Yeah, one
also-
just has like moisturizing.
One has a sports bra and
The
one
other
has a
like,
nicer
the
bra.
deed to your house.
Yeah, exactly. What did you pack for the fire?
Pictures of my grandma to go be a hoe.
Pussy wipes.
I need my pussy wipes. They'll burn.
I saved two things: my father's heirloom hat, and also my pussy wipes.
I got all the bases
You're gonna
covered.
need, and with the water shut off, you're not able to
That's right.
wipe off
That's
out
right.
there.
Yeah,
It'll
exactly.
be vital.
My latest luxury to you guys, luxury / environmental choice. Because I'm getting really paranoid about microplastics.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm so paranoid about microplastics, and yet I'm brushing my teeth with a plastic toothbrush
Yes,
every night.
That's a good call.
So I started using bamboo toothbrushes, which are biodegradable, and they kind of suck.
Bad.
So, but
Really
I
bad.
do, they do suck, but because they're biodegradable, I don't have to feel bad about throwing them away constantly. So I have a new toothbrush like every 3 days. I think that's great.
Oh wait, they suck in the way that they don't like.
suck.
They don't brush
disintegrate?
so well. Yeah.
It's just real like soft
light,
bristles,
really
right?
light brush. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they're really shitty.
Super
Oh,
gentle.
that sucks.
But it feels like what I'm lacking in like quality of actual bristle, I'm making up for in new toothbrush every 3 days.
Yeah, and no plastic in your teeth. That
And
is
they
true.
say it's good
Right.
on the gums. So,
See?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my recommendation, you guys, because they're cheap. That's it. I'm not like made of money. Okay,
We
like,
did we did get reusable sponges recently because I was thinking like, oh, I'm just cleaning my dishes with plastic like sponges.
Yeah, right.
Too. Everything, it's everywhere.
Exactly.
I got loofah seeds. I keep threatening to plant them. You can grow your own loofahs.
Hell
like,
yeah.
Did that have to be like a sort of tropical climate, or is that
No. They grow here in Southern California, and they're crazy. They look like this big, huge bean.
Oh yeah, I've seen that because they like roll up or something. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you like basically like skin them and pull out the other seeds, and then you just have this big thing. You can cut it up and you can use
This
it.
is gonna be
That
Brandy's
is so
post-apocalyptic, like
Yeah.
the loofah
Yeah,
woman.
yeah.
loofah queen. It's just being a
It's gonna
pile
be
of loofahs.
smooth.
just raw skin away?
Yeah. Bring me gasoline.
I am
for a loofah.
exfoliated. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. What have you grown? What wares do you present before the loofah queen? In exchange, go scaly your elbows are. Bring me fresh water.
Incredible. Okay, I'm into get into this loofah scene.
I think that's cool though.
Yeah.
you.
It would be cool to go, like, yeah, I don't, but also, can I say, when I'm doing things on my own, it's sort of like, I don't think I should be allowed to cook meat at home, because it's like with the loofah, because people with bacteria can grow here, mold can grow here, I'm like, plastics, mold, like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's like,
It's all killing me all the time.
then I'm just having a cigarette, and I'm like, whatever.
I mean, I probably will concentrate. I don't know how to grow vegetables, so I'll do that before
Okay.
loofahs.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, so
My
you're gonna do
first-
vegetables. I obviously would like to grow weed, but I want to
Yeah.
grow something that I can trade with Brandy. So maybe I also need to start with like, what else can I grow? Avocados?
I love an avocado.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll work.
Or an
Tess.
energy, or an energy,
good.
a matcha, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matcha. Yeah. Can you figure out taurine?
Yes.
Can you grow,
Yeah.
Can you
Oh,
grow,
I know. Yeah, unfortunately, you do
taurine?
jack up a bull.
yeah, that's when they
We're
said
back.
balls, right?
Did we ever find out if that was true?
I don't know.
No, I think
never
it's just
will.
because it's Taurus or something.
Right.
I think that was like
Yeah.
a Red Bull myth
Yeah.
or Monster Energy myth.
Well, Alanis don't actually have taurine in them. If you can just make a bunch of B12 vitamins and whatever the fuck green caffeine is.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Green caffeine might be
Green
weed,
coffee
though.
bean.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, figure
I would
that out.
I would be like the beauty like in like the post like Sarah Connors, but I would make like whatever dyes I need to make to like make mascara. I'd be like, you guys want this? You know what I mean? I'm like I trade loofah for like a lip shade.
Yeah.
I would use that for sure.
I would trade that with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always think about in Little Mermaid when Ursula uses the little like
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
the little
Pots.
bugs to
Yeah.
like
Yes.
as lipstick.
Yes.
That's satisfying.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Very much.
That feels. Yeah, I want to try that.
No, because just because the world is ending doesn't mean we don't need to look snatched. We can't.
No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out.
We're still
look,
gonna
and
have
look,
the
I also
gaze,
have
yeah.
like Wet and Wild palettes from 20 years ago. I'll still have.
Those are survived for
so
sure.
let's be clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a stash that will be used.
Yeah.
I've got
Those are
enough
probably-
shit that will last my lifetime
Yeah.
to get through. So.
We all grow talc.
Yeah.
I do not need any skincare for the revolution. I'm set.
You're protected from the nuclear fallout somehow. It's like you've just put Wet and Wild on your face.
It's like women of a certain age who are all buying 99-cent nail polish when they were children.
Survived.
I'm really inhaling the fumes that have somehow let them breathe
Yeah, it
the
turns
air
out like
now.
the iodine at the nail salon saved us. Yeah.
Oh, I know. When you're getting your nails done, aren't you just like, I may as well just
I love
start
it.
huffing poison?
Oh,
Yeah.
but I love it though. Like, do it to me.
Yeah. It makes sense. You know how like apothecaries would like taste a little bit of poison so like they couldn't be poisoned?
Oh.
We've been doing that
my
this
God,
whole
we have.
time when we get our nails done.
Great.
You know, and the exposure to UV for gel, it's like, no, we're bring it.
for
Shoot us
gel
in
when
the
everyone's
sun,
hopping in
bitch.
them beds.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, bring tanning beds back just to
think they
for
are.
a little micro.
Are they?
I think they are a little bit.
It feels like they would be coming back.
Yeah.
That does feel
Might
like the
as
next
well.
thing.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
I got banned from one.
Why?
Ooh,
I-
tell that story.
So well, here's the thing. It's like I don't believe this girl. I don't know how this affected it. So I'm very pale. I wanted to hang out with my friends and my cool sister's hot older friends, and they all were like tanning and like doing the little like Playboy bunny.
Yes.
like,
Yeah,
like,
of course.
And they're also hot and cool. And then they go in the beds. And so then I was like, well, I can go, but I'm very pale. I'll wear very high intensity sunscreen.
Yeah.
Turns out it's also like not doing anything. I'm sitting there paying for it. It's like, oops, didn't understand that. Just didn't get burned. And so then I would go in and I would put this intense sunscreen on, and then I guess. So this one time I came back with all of them. It was like my sister, her friends, like their little sisters, and I was like, "Hey, like, can I do this?" And I opened the account or whatever. They're like, "Oh, you can't come back anymore." And I was like, "Why?" They were like, "Are you using something?" And I was like, they're like, well, it's not like they're like approved Tannial, and it like I guess it interacted with them.
Oh God.
And it like ruined one of the floors. And like the bed, and I was like, but it was like I'm interacting with your like toxic brown chemicals that are like you know making Sarah the darkest shade possible.
Yeah,
and it's like, but it was like I don't know how it is possible, but I got banned.
Yeah. I wonder how they figured out it was you.
Because it was the account. Like I had used it. Yeah, it was tough.
God
it was tough for the
it.
kid that was called Casper to be like, leave this place.
No.
You were called Casper?
I was like, this to me is tan. I was like white as a kid.
Whoa.
Wow. Damn.
Trauma. Biggest privilege in the world. Trauma.
sorry.
Yeah.
Wow.
You look like Devon Sawa now.
Yeah,
Don't
you
worry.
do.
So much. That's huge for the now and then fans in the world.
Devon Sawa just posted, he made a post, he was wearing a Casper hat, and he was like, 25 years ago or however many years ago, he's like, I was in a movie for 45 seconds and it changed my life.
Wait, I'm sorry. He was only in it for. That's not my
Casper,
perception.
He
Only at
was.
the
Yeah,
very
he's only in
end,
there.
yeah.
You get the reveal. The whole movie is like cute Casper, and then all of us have such a memory.
But we
Whatever
know
was-
him. Like he was Casper.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, he was Casper. He voiced it, right?
I'm guess probably.
I don't know.
No, the voice is way
Wait,
too
did
so.
he not even voice it?
I don't think
Let
so.
me see, let me see.
No.
No, I think it's a different voice.
I think it was just the reveal for all of us. It was like we had watched this adorable ghost, and then finding out because that
was a hot
haircut,
boy.
we were also vulnerable to that haircut.
Yes.
Yeah, the
In
Milo
this-
from Atlantis
Oh,
haircut.
boy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, he did not voice.
He didn't even voice it.
No.
Oh,
tough.
he's
That's
truly an extra in that movie, but we all have
Wait, not even featured, just extra. Yeah.
He's like a one line.
Full background.
He just comes on, fucking Casper's balls drop, and he goes,
Yeah.
"Can I keep you?" And every woman in America was like,
it like
Yes.
ruined us. It was just like, how did that 45 seconds like it was universal. Like all of
I'm
us
shocked. I am in shock right now.
Oh my god.
But like in like Casper, we all of us felt this way about
Yeah.
Casper.
"Yeah."
But that was enough. Those 45 seconds were enough for like every charm of Casper to be like, okay, you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
everything that was like, oh, well, we were in love with the ghost, but don't worry, it was a hot boy. And I
Yes.
guess, and I'm saying that from the perspective of when I was a child.
Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. The opposite of the Beast and Beauty and the Beast, because I think that
Yeah.
reveal, everyone was like, I don't know about
That
that.
Beast was
That
hotter.
was
We all wanted Beast.
Beast
Yeah,
was
yeah.
hotter with the hair.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
Because he's like
yeah.
a big, bulky guy, could take care of you.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of like, oh, you weird ponytail and like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I feel like,
I see why you got turned into a beast.
yeah. The
so
beast
we got done a favor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The human beast looks like a bouncer at a bar in West Hollywood.
That's
Yes.
so funny.
Yes.
Oh,
he,
no.
he totally
That's so
does.
sad.
Yeah.
Check in your ID. Yeah.
And like, you look beautiful tonight. Have a good night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cool, thanks. Yeah.
All right, should we do a lady problem?
Yeah.
If you have one, send them to us, ladytoladycomedy@gmail.com, or give us a phone call at 323-6-BUT-30. I have it
Great
right
phone.
here.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure I'm turned up. Okay, I don't need screenshots.
Hey ladies, it's Emma from Asheville again, now calling in with my lady problem. So, this is kind of an interesting one, or I think so. I'm not toot my own horn. But, I have a lot of anxiety around phone calls, specifically family phone calls.
Okay.
So, you know how, as one does, you'll just be chilling one day, and I'm like, damn, I really need to call my Nana. I haven't talked to her in a while. I get off work, I'm like, I should call my Nana. But then my brain goes, well, what if there's a silence in the conversation and you don't know how to fill it? And then I start getting anxious about not knowing what to say in a phone call, and then I just don't make the phone call. And then another day goes by, and I'm like, well, maybe today I should definitely call. And then the same cycle happens again, and then weeks will go by, and then I'm like, well, now it's just been entirely... Is this just me, or is this everyone? I don't have the issue of, like, I'll call a business, I'll call place an order, I'll call and ask about, I'll call whatever. But for some reason, family phone calls in particular, and maybe this comes from childhood, something in my childhood. I was a middle child with two brothers and all-boy cousins, so take that what you will. But I don't know. Even with my parents and like my brothers and things like that, sometimes I get anxious about how it's the not knowing how to fill a silence in a conversation if it happens. And I'm trying to be aware of that and be okay with letting silences happening, or even just take maybe to think maybe about what the person said before responding, but I just can't help it. My brain is like, can't have silence, gotta feel it. So, yeah, what do you guys think? Any tips on just, like, I guess, go-to conversation topics or things that just kind of, like, always keep conversation going? Would appreciate any of your lady professional tips and whatnot. Anyway, again, this is Emma in Asheville. I love you so much. Have a great fucking day.
Aw.
Love Emma.
No anxiety calling us.
Yeah, absolutely.
I definitely relate to this. This happens to me sometimes. Like I get through that thing too where I'm like, oh, I should call my mom today. And I don't have the same anxiety that we're gonna have silence, but I just get in my head about it, or for some weird reason, I don't know what it is, where I'm like, yeah, it's just gonna be too long, or like I'll just wait, and then I get it. Yeah, it gets pushed, and it does. At some point, you're like, oh, it's been too long since I talked to them. I think just ask questions. That like you can always keep asking questions, like about what's going on with them, about the kids, about whatever it is. If you need to fill silence, like you can always just keep inquiring about what's going on.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and I also want to point out, like, you have a lot of brothers, you have a lot of male cousins and stuff. Like, especially if you're thinking about your childhood, that's a lot of boys that going, yeah.
So you had a lot of emotional labor.
Yeah. So you've been taught to like to be the responsible
Take
person
on that labor.
to take that on, and I think it can be hard to like kind of untrain that part of you too a little bit to be like, you're a fucking adult. Ask me a question.
Well, and like it's family. Like you don't have to fill the silence either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And obviously you're on a phone call, so it's not like you're just hanging out with each other. But I think it's more about just the doing it than it is. You know, you just have to kind of like rip the Band-Aid off.
Sometimes like things that I'm dreading, what I will say to myself is like, it's gonna feel really good when I have this done.
Yes.
And I will do that like if I'm dreading a phone call, like it's gonna feel great after I talk to my grandma or whatever.
And it will, for sure.
So maybe sometimes just like reminding yourself that because I do think you're also like expending a lot of energy on this, like you're thinking about it so much. Just do it. Like you're all of the things you're dreading, you're like amplifying by not doing it.
And I'm such a big proponent of like validating why you feel a type of way instead of going like, why am I anxious? Why am I instead of questioning yourself, being like, thank you self for like whatever this anxiety is highlighting. And maybe it's highlighting that like, hey, if I am silent, they say what's wrong, they criticize me or whatever that is. And maybe at a time when you were younger, the stakes were higher, right? Like you might have had things taken away from you or not protected. So it's like you get to speak to that part of yourself and be like, the stakes were high. They are not right now. I actually get to hang up and go about my day.
Yeah.
I'm like very pro validating why you had that anxiety instead of going, what's wrong with me? It's like something's very right with me. It just needs to be seen by me.
I love that. Yeah, that's true. Like, yeah, there is a reason. Even listeners like identify there is a reason that this anxiety is coming up. So just like honor that. Yeah. I think I forget where I got this. I don't know, something I read, but a question that I've been using for a few months to like in conversation is instead of asking like people what they've been up to, I'll ask, what have you been spending most of your time on? Because I feel like when someone asks me like, what have you been up to, I'm just like,
It's too general. It's
Stuff.
not very
I'm busy.
intimate.
Yeah, I usually say like, what did you do today? Or like, what are you up to this week? Or like, are you going any trip soon? Or, you know, something like more specific is good for sure.
Because up to also makes you think, what are all the things that you're working on right now? So I think that at least for me, I'm just like, well, here's my to-do list.
Totally.
Do you want to hear about my to-do list?
Or like, I'm valuable, I promise, I'm doing things. I do that.
It does end up just being like a defense of your life or your lifestyle.
The worst game show.
I'd actually kill to watch. It'd be so soothing.
Defend your life.
I like making these calls on when I'm driving.
Yes.
You know? Because like I feel like it's just kind of one of the only times when my brain is okay with me for some reason.
There's an external focus.
Yes, an external focus, and
Yes.
you're also like not being like, oh, I need to be doing this instead. Like you can be doing it, and it also gives you an out. You know, like you've arrived somewhere. You're like, oh, I'm here. Like I'll talk to you later. So I think maybe go on a drive and call somebody. You know, I think that can be a nice
or a walk or like anything that has like an end to it that I think is very natural. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that can kind of just help the anxiety for sure.
And like, I don't know, also maybe you can like send your Nana like little something. Maybe you can make her cookies or something, and then that gives her a reason to call you. Like maybe like if it has been
cute.
a while, the point
Yeah.
of contact could be like more like physical mail or something like that.
And it's tough. It's like think Southern. You think of people like emotions, like those generations before us. It is tough too because it's like if it is silent, like, and you are used to like addressing emotions or unsaid things, like, and people aren't. It is tough to sit in no matter what.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's tough to be like, well, I hate that we're not addressing, like, And so it's like at a certain point, like, yes, there's
sure.
anxiety, but it's always maybe going to be not fun. Like,
Well,
That's true.
And I think like when you're, when you're calling like a business to what that has like a specific thing.
Transactional,
When you are
yeah.
calling someone to just catch up, it is kind of just a generic.
Yeah.
It's it's obviously very good to do, but it's not. It doesn't have that point to it where you're like, I'm calling for this. So I think that like, the open-endedness of it is what gives you the anxiety for sure.
Yeah.
And I think it's also, especially with older family members, like playing off of
Yeah.
that, where I think it's important to remember, like, also your Nana, like, probably also did a lot of emotional labor and lived very externally for everybody else in her life. So,
Yes.
like, she is probably also in like a receptive place often in conversations. So, like, you do need to be the one to kind of prompt her to be like, let me ask you about you,
oh, I love that perspective.
Yeah.
Because it's like helping your Nana almost.
Yeah. Like I do this with my aunt a lot because I'll just be like, how are you doing? Oh, my cousin did this or whatever. And I'm like,
Right.
no. I'm talking to you,
Right.
asking you your questions. What did you do? Like, it's like
Yeah.
refocusing them. I think a lot of the time is like a thing that they don't naturally think of,
Hugely.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, when they've been taking care of everybody else for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Listen
maybe
up,
you guys
matriarch.
connect on that. Yeah.
What's going on in that little brain? Come on.
I get like panic because I don't talk to my family that much. Like we do it once in a
Yeah.
while, but not. So when they call me, I freak out because I'm
Yeah.
like, why are you calling me?
Yeah.
And like I always assume it's gonna be something bad. Like
Yeah, me too.
it's terrifying.
My sister and I implement it with my parents that my dad like teases us with now, where if they call like more than once in a day, they have to send a text that says no one's dead.
Yes, like please.
Yeah.
Like if you were calling me multiple times, let me know what the fuck's going on.
That's a
100%.
really good rule.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it makes me like physically ill.
Yeah, no, it always freaks me out when you see somebody calling you that doesn't call you that much.
Yeah.
My dad does the opposite where he'll just text, call me soon.
Yes.
Like, I'll get that text and I'm like, regards to what, father?
Yeah.
And it's just a chit chat. But
Yeah,
it's,
yeah, of
yeah.
course.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know what I prefer because my mom will just like text me terrible news.
Yeah.
Right.
Misspelled. Yeah.
I love doing that. What is that?
Yes, yes.
I don't know what the best of these scenarios
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
I'll just wake up to like a devastating text and it's like, okay, this should have been a call.
Yeah.
This should have been like, where are you now? Yeah. That's so funny.
I mean, you could do. There is, I think, a Seinfeld where George writes down all the ideas, like what to talk about on a notepad. You could have a notepad, if you
Yeah.
really want one. Write down.
I'm
would like
always
that.
like
Fill in
hyper communicative where it's like if
questions.
I send a text before like a call with bad news, I'm like, hey, I have some not great news. You can like it's immediate or you can take some time if you want to hear it. Let's call. Like I'm like I want to be specific.
I like that.
That's considerate.
No, that's really
Yeah.
nice.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's so stressful because it's like, well, is it bad that I need to leave this party yet? Or
Yeah, it's
No,
like, you don't know where I am
exactly.
either.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
No, exactly. Yeah. Oh God, that is like truly. This is giving me anxiety even just like
I
thinking
know, I
about
know.
these texts. Like,
Yeah, exactly. I'm about to eat a sandwich in front of a business partner.
and everyone's throbbing at it. And a banana I was about to have.
I'm just gonna book a job based off this.
Yeah, I will say you're definitely not alone in this. I think it's not that weird, and we all do that thing. It's like anything else that you put off and keep putting off, and
Yes.
and then eventually you're like, oh fuck, it's been way too long. And like I think Tess said, you kind of just have to fucking. And I know it's easier said than done. Just go for it, but you're gonna feel so much better after you're done. And
For
you're,
sure.
you're never gonna be thinking about an awkward silence. That's never what anyone comes away from a conversation.
No. No. And
Yeah.
like honestly, I would like to bring back the long phone call.
Yes,
Yeah.
they are great.
I love them when they
I
happen.
Kinda
mean,
all
and
I
that's
do.
what's so
Yeah.
rare about it.
Fun.
Like, there's only a few people you can really do that with, right? Like family
Yeah.
and old friends. So it is really nice to indulge in those when you can.
Yeah. Like, do you guys remember being teenagers and then just being on the phone and just like someone you already hung out with all day at school?
Yeah,
And you're like,
of
I'm microwaving a
course.
burrito.
And I'm like fully wrapping the cord around my whole body. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of silence
And
then
Amy's
too.
burrito.
Totally.
you
Yeah,
just
you
be on
didn't
the
have to. You're
phone.
just existing
Oh
together.
yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
but you also had that ability to like kind of get like zone out where you're like, what? And like you're on the phone, but you didn't have to be fully
Right.
present listening to the
Exactly.
conversation. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, this is like, you know, way, whatever, more technologically out of what you're saying. But Adam like talks to his family on VR. He's gotten them all to get VR, and they all
Really?
play mini golf together.
Aw.
And it's like so cute because they're all playing a game together, so they're not just having to fill the silence, but they're catching up.
Wait, can I? This is to a theory that I have. I love this because
Yeah.
I think I call it golf intimacy that these men have is like to me so much deeper. Like, sure, they don't know details about their buddy, but it's like they have a joint focus and they're able to say if they want to or communicate something. Where sometimes I feel like direct intimacy of like what's emotionally going on is so demanding.
Oh, totally.
And I won't have the phone call because I'm like, I don't know if I want to. But like if I'm just golfing with y'all, so I'm like, hey, I'm feeling sad.
Yeah, you know, it's just about like kind of being each other's presence more
Yes,
than anything else.
exactly.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love that.
So like that's, you know, whatever, a lot of steps to go, but it's been really awesome to see him like he talks to his family way more now because they just get on there.
No, that's
and
great. I
play
love
games
that.
together. Yeah.
Does
Cool.
your Nana like watching baseball? I feel like baseball would be great to talk on the phone while watching it, or like
Oh
something.
yeah, that's true. Watching
know,
something
Slower
together.
paced.
Yeah, if there's like
Yeah.
something that she likes to watch, you guys could do at the same time or something.
That's cute.
Yeah. Get her into voice memos.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Memos.
So
Are you
that
guys-
would be don't get an older person into voice memos. You get those
20
random
minute.
one,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
20 minutes, or then she'd be like the TV would just be playing the whole time. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine my mother leaving a voice memo? It would be like, "Hello, Teresa, is this where I don't even have a? Why aren't you there? Or is this why don't my phone doesn't do the voice
like-
memo?"
Adam's grandma left him a voicemail that was like for her friend, but she's
her-
like
oh, upset.
she's
Oh
like,
my God.
Marjorie, I think you called me. I don't know if you know how to call me back, but
I don't know if you know
makes
it.
no sense at all.
That's incredible.
It's so good. It's just like, what's going on?
It's like so unintentionally shady.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know.
Cockiness.
Yeah.
Calling the wrong person. I don't know if you know.
Figure it out, Marge.
That's so good.
That's really funny. Oh my god, man. Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, based on your voicemail, like you sound like you'd be a delight to talk to on
Yes,
the phone.
agreed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm realizing in this moment? Like so many people, including myself, for like the past decade and plus, I've listened to podcasts and pauses are edited out.
Yeah.
So it's like that conversation we're hearing where it's like we all have had pauses, right? But I'm sure it's like things are tightened if they're super or like whatever.
Yeah.
Which is good for listening because otherwise the brain is like, is a phone call coming in or whatever it is. You
Right.
have to do that. But then someone listening might be like, I gotta be tight. It's like,
Yes.
oh, we're
Yeah.
meandering. Everybody's meandering.
Well, we're also like performing. Your podcasters are performing to a degree
for you.
too.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's almost like the conversational equivalent of like Instagram creating unrealistic beauty standards.
A little bit.
Yeah. Just so you know, guys, this is edited. We're not
We're
naturally
professionals.
Large swaths
Do not
of time.
attempt at home.
They're like how edited, but just like this isn't.
None. But we're lying. Yeah.
Yeah,
To seem
We
relatable.
take out like a cough once
Yeah,
here
like
or there,
it's a-
but it's pretty rare.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
Yeah. I mean, there's a 4 pros at the mic.
Say that. Say that.
Yeah. We've all done podcasts where you're like, edit the shit out of this, please.
Yo, there are some where I'm like, let me in there, like, like for free. I will edit this.
Yeah.
This is hard to listen to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God bless. Like, have you ever listened to someone's podcast and then like you're like, you didn't listen to this before you published it? Like,
I'll never forget the one ladies I did who like afterwards she got mad at me for talking too much.
I'm
And it
obsessed.
was garbage. They brought on this like horrible guy who's saying all this misogynistic shit,
Oh
and
my
I just
God.
like,
of course you were talking.
yeah. Well, but then after that, I was like, okay, I'm going to talk about how
Yeah.
insane this guy is, and like,
Yeah,
she
you were
sent me
talking
some.
too
She sent me some email being like saying I talked too much.
Oh my god.
Over the misogynist.
I'm sorry, she put it in writing.
Yes. After it was so funny because her producer emailed me first, being like, "That was amazing. That was one of our best episodes." And then,
She likes that toxic man.
Say that.
oh yeah, it was great. No, this was I can't remember. It was one of those. It was this woman who had like a fake name, like a pun name or whatever.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, that's so funny.
Very
I met her at the John Lovitz Comedy Club.
Okay.
Yeah, that
You got
all
what
of
you
this
paid for.
the
There's
your
too
Yeah,
much
it
data.
all
There's too much
tracks.
data right
Yeah.
now.
yeah, you're painting
You're really getting down to who it could be.
you're painting a full picture of what could have happened.
It's also, you know what? That's a la back to the reality TV. Like when I like have a thought like, oh, I wish this had gone better. I go, oh, lock it up, Mo. This person is so unhinged that they had that thought. They felt that way. They emailed the get. Oh my God. And you're fine being that horrible?
Yeah.
Right.
Wrote the email and it said it.
That's the thing. Even if you
And
have
then
the
forwarded it
impulse.
to that man to be like, does she like this?
I can find it. Wait, I'm going to see if I can find it. It's not-
Please, I would love to
it's
hear it.
buried.
Yeah, I
It's
love
buried.
this.
I've only there's only one time that I can remember like fully shutting down on an episode of podcast because the other guest started talking at length about taxidermy. Like,
Well, you kind of have to sit back and listen.
yeah, and
Yeah.
like I'm such an animal rights person and like such a vegetarian, and I was just like, there's nothing I can say that's gonna not turn into an argument right now. I was just,
Yeah,
and not
yeah.
even that I think there's anything wrong necessarily.
Why
with
were you
taxidermy,
both on
but-
the same podcast?
I know. Well, like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, for like half an hour, I was just like, is this gonna veer away from taxidermy yet? Nope.
We're still here.
Okay. And I kept trying to have things to say about taxidermy, and I just didn't have anything to say.
But that
Yeah.
when we say like pros, that's when like someone can't read the room. Like, girl,
Yeah.
stop talking about taxidermy.
Right.
Yeah,
Like, not everyone's involved right now.
Right.
Can
Exactly.
move on.
All right, I'm not going to be able to find this. It's too old.
Very sad.
At
well,
some point.
fuck her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she was also like, she was just one of those, weird comedy people that you're like,
Yeah,
who the fuck are you? There was some like comedy contest for KTLA years ago, and I'd seen that she'd posted her audition tape, and it was literally like her on a green screen doing Cartman impressions.
I take everything back.
It
She's a
was like-
genius.
I know.
She's a
It
genius.
was incredible. It was so good. So, good for her.
Did you hear the voicemail or the email as Cartman?
I
man, just talk too much. Man.
she is a respect my authority.
Shout out to Cartman.
And also, like, with you're saying like a pun name, I'm imagining sort of like a cabaret drag queen, but then doing Carmen.
Yes, exactly.
Which is why we're back to liking her.
Yeah.
No, I'm in. Look, I'll
Get
take
her on
it
next week.
Yeah,
To settle the beef. Yeah.
that'd be incredible. Oh my God. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us. It's been so much fun.
Yeah, this is so amazing.
Yeah, tell everybody where they can find everything you're doing, find your podcast, all the good stuff.
They can find so many things. They can find the podcast on where they down the podcast, and they can. But it's called Worse Than You with Mo Fry Pasic, and the Instagram for that is Worse Than You Show. You can find me on Instagram at MEAUXPAS Mopa. And yeah, and just have a great day. I never know how to end
Follow
up.
Mo and all that stuff. And thanks, everybody. Thank you for hanging out.
Thank
It's
you
been so much
guys.
fun.
This is so fun.
Talk to you guys next time. Bye
Bye, y'all.